Hello, welcome to another productive series. In this series, we'll be solving a practical change of subjects in mathematics question or problem, right? So let's quickly delve into the series, right? So our question for the day is make C the subject of the relation. And our given relation is A equals the fraction B plus C. A equals the root square of the fraction b plus c over b minus c, right? So let's quickly solve it. So solution, right? So our given equation is a equals the root square of b plus c over b minus c, right? So what we have to do is to square both sides by what we have to do is to square both sides, right? Whenever you have a root square, right, in order to eliminate it you have to square both sides, right? So square a, right, equals the root square of b plus c over b minus c square, right? So we are going to have a square is equal to the root square, okay, of the fraction b plus c over b minus c, right? So we have to do some cancellation. This square will cancel the root square, right? So we are going to have a square equals the fraction b plus c over b minus c, right? And we have to make c the subject of the relations, right? So a here, right, as an invisible one, so a square is over 1 is equal to b plus c over b minus c, right? So a square is divisible by 1, right? So we have to cross multiply, right? Whenever you have an equal to sign between fractions, right, two fractions, you cross multiply. So a square multiplying b minus c will give us 1 multiplying b plus c. So in doing your cross multiplication, right, the denominator at the right hand side of the equation, right, would multiply the numerator on the left hand side of the equation. In similar vein, right, the denominator on the left hand side of the equation would multiply the numerator on the right hand side of the equation, which is b plus c, right? So that's how come we have a square multiplying b minus c equals 1 multiplying b plus c, right? So from here we expand. So a square multiplying b will give us a square b minus, right, positive a square multiplying negative c will give us negative a square c, right, is equal to positive 1 multiplying b will give us b, positive 1 multiplying positive c will give us positive c, right? So here we've gotten our equation to be a square b minus a square c equals b plus c, right? And based on the preamble of our question, right, we were tasked to make c the subject of the relations, right? So we group like terms from here. So those with common common variables or values which contain C will be grouped at one side, and those without will be grouped at the other side, right? So we have a square b, right? B on the right hand side of the equation here is a positive b, right? And it doesn't contain any C, right? So we have to move it across the equal to sign here to join a square b. And because it's a positive number, whenever you move any variable across an equal to sign here, it changes its form, right, to become a negative number, right, in an equation like this, right? Not a fraction, in an equation like this, right? So b here would cross the equal to sign to become a negative b, right? Is equal to positive here, c here is a positive c plus c, right? So it's a c, okay. And c would be joined by negative a square c, right? Minus a square c, minus a square c, right? So a square c, which is a negative, must cross the equal to sign to join c, and when it crosses it, it will change its form, right? Because it's a negative number, it will become, or it will transform to be a positive number. So we are going to have positive a square c, right? So a square b minus b equals, we are tasked to make c the subject of the relation, so we factor out c, right? C, okay. So which variable can multiply c for us to get c is 1, okay. Which number can multiply c for us to get positive a square c? Positive a square c is positive a, right? So plus a square, positive a square, right? So we've factored out c, right? So although we factored out c, c is not independent, it's dependent on, or in bracket, 1 plus a square, right? Or in bracket 1 plus a square, right? So in order to make c independent so that it can become the subject of the relation, we have to cancel out with the dependent variable, which is, or in bracket, 1 plus a square, right? So whatever you do for the left hand side of the equation, you do same for the right hand side. So we have to cancel each side by 1 plus a square, right? 1 plus a square, right? So we cancel out. So our c, therefore our c is going to be a square plus b minus b all over 1 plus a square as our final answer. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Kindly do well to subscribe for more. Thank you. Bye.